I knew it was capable, so I just wanted to, compose my energy and compose my emotions and come in here and treat it just like another race and just compete.
Did you need to reset after NCAAs, or was this always more important than that?
Outdoors or indoors?
Well, outdoors, a couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't. No, there's no reset. You don't have enough time for a reset. It was just kind of like.
You kind of flushed that from your mind a little bit, right?
Yeah, and I going into that, I knew it was like I just had like food poisoning a couple of days before that, so I was dealing with that, and I knew like it wasn't gonna be the best race, but I still wanted to compete and still fight hard, because that's a great lesson you learn in when you're not having the best day. So it didn't wear on me, didn't bother me. I did definitely wanted to win, but I knew I was gonna come here and compete and fight hard.
Took you through the final 3 or 4 laps, like when the things started really breaking open, and Grant's taking off, and then you still got Bohr out there, and then it's you. Like when you had that into that 3rd spot, and those giant guys chasing you. How did that all feel late in that race?
Yeah, I knew with my training I was strong, and I knew I could compete in that type of race strategy. So when Grant did that, I liked that, and I feel like that was really good for me. Like that's kind of how I did the indoor 5K. It was just kind of like 3 with the K to go, you just squeeze it. And so when Grant went, it helped me a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just latch on to him. But he was just like on another level, and he just kind of like left us. And then at the same time, I knew I had a gap behind me as well. So I just wanted to maintain that and close as strong as possible.
Yeah.
NCAA, 10K and NCAAs, like what percent were you in that race, like with those people that
it was like 4 days before competition, yeah. And I was feeling better as the days went on, but it was just that day I couldn't really get in like solid food. Like I had like soup and oatmeal that day, so it was really hard to get any solid food. So I just felt, during the race though, I felt great. Like I thought I was gonna really close well, but just that last 200, Dylan got me, and credit to him, he had an amazing race, and so did everybody in that field. Yeah.
How'd you go from being, you were one of the top guys in the NCAA last year, but now, 2 national titles, you're on Team USA, like, what do you attribute that big leap to?
Just consistency. Just knowing like each year you get better as you develop, and you want to just make sure you come in each year fresh. Like I was able to use last year's training to push me into this year. So just the consistency and just being aware of like what you're doing. Like Coach Schmidt just like trains us mentally as much as he trains us physically. So it's like if you wanna improve, you gotta improve your mindset as well. So it's just definitely consistency and being patient.
What does mental training look like for you guys?
For us, it's just like understanding the task ahead and like living the lifestyle of like elite athlete. Like taking care of your body, take care of your schoolwork, making sure you're doing the right things. Like, and as far as like for me, is just like getting my runs done and take care of my recovery. Like as much as important as my training is, I have to make sure my recovery is as important as the same. Yeah.
Did you think it would be like? You defied the odds to get NCAA titles, and now you're on a U.S. team. Did you think this was possible a couple years ago?
A couple years ago, I don't think so. I'm not gonna lie. But this year, I definitely knew it was possible. Just the races I was doing, the competition I was around. I think that sound running me when I ran 13:06, I was like, okay, you can do this. You can compete with those boys. But I knew it was gonna be difficult, man. The U.S. teams are like hard to make now. So. You just got to come in and compete and focus. Like Coach told me, like everybody's here to make a team, but so when they're not in reach of making that team, they just give up. But we're racing for every place. You're racing for place today. So I just focused on that, focused on competing. The same thing I've been doing all year, and I was glad to come out with top 3 position.
What did Coach Schmidt say to you right before the race?
He said, "You got this." He's like, "You're in shape. You've been knocking out great workouts, and just believe in yourself, believe in your instincts, and if you need to go." And he's like, just compete for place. He kept telling me that, compete for place. We're not here to make a team, we're here to compete. So when you compete, you get everything that you want.
Wearing the NAU shirt, ran in the NAU jersey. Was that the last race in an NAU jersey for you?
We're gonna see. We're gonna find out this weekend. I definitely gonna look at for the future, like look at some of the things as far as like. If it's beneficial for me to come out this summer, I'll come out. And if I want to come back for a cross country season, and excited for that part. But we'll see. We'll look at some of the things that the offers and stuff like that, and then decide on that. Yeah.
When do you think you'll know by?
I'm not sure, man. I gotta celebrate this first. Man. I would enjoy this. Like, I want to think about that later. Yeah, but definitely, man. I'm just happy. Like, I'm just happy to be able to represent NAU in the Big Sky Conference like this. So, for me, it's the fun about competing and coming out here. Yeah.
You already have two team